Hi, how are you? Welcome to Gold Nugget, JAW_success. If this is your first time to the channel, let me welcome you. If you have already subscribed, let me thank you for joining me on this growth path. Now, if you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead, subscribe, and leave comments under the videos. Let me know what you think, how they are impacting you, and that kind of stuff, all right? Today, I will be reading from one of my books, Smorgasbord. As I said before in one of the nuggets, it can be found on Amazon. Matter of fact, just go into Google, type in Smorgasbord Junior Watson, and it will come up. Get yourself a copy and let me know what you think of it. Now, today I'll be reading from Table 9. I didn't call them chapters because I want to give the impression of what a smorgasbord really is. Uh, it's like a buffet. A lot of stuff is on it, but you might not find everything on the buffet to your liking. So you just eat what you like, and the rest can be discarded or thrown away. However, I will hasten to say that every table in this book has some interesting um, information that when applied to our lives, it can make us better. I personally wish some of the information in this book earlier on in my life, I would have been putting them to practice and making sure that I am spending the time to apply them to my life. Okay, so I'll be reading from table 9. And table 9 is called protein or meats. And protein or meats has to do with the future. So here goes. The future is what you make of it, was a constant refrain of my grandmother. I heard it said so often when I was growing up that I grew up thinking that I had control over my own future. By operating on this belief, I thought I could do anything I wanted to and get away with it. After all, I make the future I want. No one or no one else. Me. At least that was what I thought until I grew older. For somewhere along the way, from childhood through my teenage years to adulthood, something or someone else took over and changed this belief. Somewhere along the way, I lost what it meant to make the future I wanted. What I realized was that I always planning, but when I got to the date of each of my planned future, it, it was actually different from the future I had projected it to be. I found out that I could not predict or accurately plan my outcome. What I wanted to achieve kept on eluding me. This frustrated me to the point where I became cynical and as a result lost the ability to believe in my own self. And so planning for anything, especially my own future, became difficult. I just could not understand why plans were failing. It took me a while to understand the principles behind what my grandmother was saying. Thus, it is my hope that by the time you finish eating and digesting the offerings on this table, you will be you will come to see what I was missing in my grandmother's statement. I will, however, whet your appetite by saying, my grandmother told me about the future, but she did not teach me that each future that we plan must come with a contingency and a backup by provide provision to deal with each variable encountered along the way. She did not tell me that it must also have a strong conviction to accept the alternatives that will come, because no future is certain, and in many cases, the alternative is actually the future we should have had in the plan in the first place. Change is possible if we want it, and also better is found in diversity, but only when we look for it or is willing to accept it. So, as we scrutinize and pick from the offering that is on this table, I do hope your future is not a pipe dream, because mine certainly is not. I've already seen it being manifested outwardly in my eyes, the eyes of faith, and I have experienced it in my personal convictions. Hence, I have gone ahead to establish them in the present, although they are still future expected outcomes. Call it going forward and then retracting your steps mentally if you want. But I will be the first to declare my present is wonderful because my future is secure. Why is it secure? It is secure because I believe in God and I also believe in me. Why? Because self esteem has to do with what you believe and more so what you believe about yourself. Anyone who has low self esteem or do not believe in him or herself can accomplish anything great because greatness lies in knowing oneself and accept its potential for good. Let me reiterate, when you believe only in God and have no belief in your own self, you rob God of one of his most significant accomplishments, that of making you a unique and special being. Hear me. I believe in God because he is all powerful, all seeing, and all knowing, all over the place. I I on the other hand may not have any all about me, but I also believe in me because he has given me the ability to work, the ability that I can use to glorify him first and foremost, and then to do and accomplish great things in the lives of others. And finally, or of greatest importance, abilities I can use to stop living like a beggar. My definition of a beggar is anyone who keeps asking another for things because they lack the desire, drive, occasion, or opportunity to do it for him or herself. I lack none of these, and if I do it, it is only a state of mind. So, to always be asking God for stuff when He has already given them to me is to approach Him from the perspective of a beggar. God has given us everything we need to survive, and all He has asked is that we believe in the fact that He has set His word in place and that we should act accordingly. He is only asking us not to rely on what we think we know, but remember Him in all the things we do, and He will show us the right way. This is why I believe I jumped to something else. My mind went elsewhere a while ago. So let me start reading back that part again. This is why I have no confidence in my flesh in one sense, for I know that no flesh can glorify in his sight, because he said, I will not share my glory with another or give my praise to graven images. However, on the other hand, I have all confidence in the spirit and drive he has given to me, and these are bound up in my flesh. Therefore, ultimately, my confidence in God has led to confidence in myself. The bottom line is this: when we live like He created us to live, in all of the abilities He has given us, we glorify Him. This doesn't mean that all will be well or all will be perfect according to what man's definition of perfection is. But I am certain that His strength is made perfect in our weakness, so that the excellency may be of God and not of us. We can rest in the fact that whether we have all we want or barely surviving, just existing on grace or handout, as some would call it, that we have the favor of God in our lives. Hence, we can rest easy and without fear, no matter how stormy the night is. Earlier on, I said that because the outcome that I had projected for the future was not happening the way I wanted them to, I lost my ability to plan and go after what I wanted. But if that could happen to me, why do I think that I am the best candidate to write this chapter? Well, first and foremost, we are all entitled to make mistakes, but it is what we learn from those mistakes that make us really great. Second, I came to the realization that the future is not somewhere in the distance up ahead, but an ever present continuum. Therefore, I feel that if we are made to understand this continuum and how we fit into it, we will have the result we would like to have in the distance up ahead of us when we plan. Note, I kept using the phrase ahead of us, and I purposefully do so because that is what the future is in the back of our minds. We see it as something ahead of us that we will have to plan for today and work towards it each day from today onwards. In this respect, I will now like to address the issue of the future because although it is okay to dream or to have something to look forward to in the distance ahead, it is never a good idea to dwell upon what is futuristic because in doing so, we miss what will make up ahead worthwhile today. So, in closing this nugget, because of course it's already 11 minutes, I want to just read this little part and then close. It says, in other words, the future is not a dream. It is a reality, your reality, my reality, our present effort in transition. What we sow today, we reap tomorrow. And oftentimes we are not carefully picking the seeds of what we are planting today. We just select based on the excitement or the pain of the moment. Hence, the future is a mature outcome of what you are doing today. Enjoy today, for it has much to do with participation as it is to do with anticipation. Let me ask you a question. Which of the two times is the most important? Planting season or reaping season? Can I tell you that both are of equal importance? Because if you do not plant, you have nothing to reap. And if you plant and you do not reap or allow others to reap what you have sown, it will be in vain. So to have done so in the first place, a field that is planted and is not reaped goes bad. So do not only plant, reap. This is JAW saying to you, by all means necessary, create a way out. You can go and look up the book and Amazon, and you will find out, the nuggets on this table that you can enjoy and read through. There is one that I skipped to find, and it says, it is in patience that we build the cat or slay the dragon of our lives. Therefore, in patience possess he your soul. This is JAW saying, God bless you. Bye.